Okay, so yeah. Again, welcome everyone. My name is Mark Eberhardt. I'm the product line manager for voice over IP products at Patent. I'm based in Switzerland, and I'm presenting you today the new E1T1 products we have from Patent. And with me, I have Brett Patten, who is assisting me today for this webinar, for this presentation. So Brett is our product marketing manager, and he is based at our headquarters back in Gaithersburg in the US. Hello, good morning, Brett.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Let's do this.
Very good. Okay, so I'm glad that all of you made it for this webinar. So we want to outline here a few things we will go through. So a few words about market trends, and then we want to directly go into the new product. We will show you the advantages of this new device, its key features, and then furthermore the hardware, how it looks like, basically what kind of ports and interfaces are coming along with it. And then we will give you some examples, some use cases where and how the new product can be used for. And then some of you may already heard about the Web Wizard we are also launching, which is something new in terms of easy configuration of our devices. And towards the end, I want to say a few words about the target customers, and then some good news for you actually. We have a promotion up with the launch of the new products where you can benefit from, of course, as well. And then at the end, we will do a Q&A in case there are still some open questions. During the webinar, during the presentation, feel free to post any questions using the panel on the right-hand side, where you can type in any questions. So during the presentation, Brett will answer one or the other question, but as I said, at the end, we will have some time left to go through one or the other question. Good, then are you ready, Brett? Let's get started, I would say.
Okay.
Good. So a few words about the market trends. So with networks and equipment migrating to all IP, which means for one or the other markets or countries, the EOL for ISDN lines, that's something which is happening. So in one or the other country, it's faster or a little bit slower. However, along with that migration, that trend to all IP, still survivability is a key aspect. So whether it's done with redundant zip trunks to two different carriers, or if it's done in a way using the legacy ISDN PSDN line, then if all is IP, all zip to zip, a service demarcation point is still required. So we do that with the ESBRs, or another market common term is the so-called ESBCs. This is still important. You will see it later on why. And of course, QoS, another aspect to be considered, even with having lots more bandwidth available for the access link. Still at that point, QoS is important to be considered and properly done, properly configured. Now, with all that said, another aspect, VoIP security, is important, of course. So whether it's just a VoIP encryption using TLS or SRTP, or just simply network topology hiding. So these are key things as more and more infrastructure is based on all IP, with traffic going through public networks which are unsecure. So this is quite important to protect the network of the customer, to protect its infrastructure, and also to be protected against any malicious attacks coming out of the internet. Along with that, IP routing performance. So I've mentioned it before, the access link, they are getting more and more performance, more and more bandwidth. So in order to route all that content coming from the internet, whether it's from cloud services or video streams, a proper routing performance is required on the customer's network edge, so the CPE device, in order to manage all this additional traffic coming in and going out. For all these aspects, for a CPE device to be installed at the customer side, it doesn't help if like the install will take 1 day or even more. So therefore, the ease of use is as well an important point, which means that saving money is saving time means saving money, so requiring a simple configuration, a simple deployment. So that's actually what we figured so far. So with all that said, it all tears down to the pricing. So that means price value ratio is an important point, and that's actually one of the key things we set ourselves target for the new product we're coming out with. So therefore, main advantages of that new product: price value ratio, tied together with much higher IP routing performance. So it's really nice in terms of the new pricing we can offer you today. So you'll see it in one of the following slides. Small form factor. So we built that new E1 T1 PRI device in a really nice enclosure. So it's not big and bulky. So it's really nice design, a small and slim fit. Then, of course, the VoIP security. So this device supporting SIP TLS, SRTP, of course. It's coming with stateful firewall. So all the key elements I've mentioned before is covered with the new device. So with all that said, it's really multi-purpose device, multi-purpose operation. It's not just there for VoIP calls. It can also do extensive IP routing with its much higher performance compared to the other devices we have in our portfolio.
Mark, for the pricing, you said that there's a better price value ratio. Does that mean that this is going to be cheaper than the other PRI products that Patent offers? And how much of a price reduction are we talking about?
Right, so that's all correct what you said. So it's lower in pricing compared to the current PRI products we have. So it's really significant. So it's in the range of 25 up to a 33% price cut on the list price we have. So it's really exciting from that standpoint.
What do you mean by multi-purpose operation?
So it's not just a pure voice over IP gateway. It can be used as an IP router as well. It can be used as a demarcation device, so terminating one or the other network, and of course it's a security element. So this is why it's a multi-purpose operation unit. So providing different kind of services. Good. Then going into more details, what the advantages and the key features are concerned. So this device is running our new operating system called Trinity. It's coming with either one or two E1 T1 ports, which are software configurable for either to be NT or TE. So you'll see later on what that really means, explained based on a use case, on an example. There's an option for fallback relays to support a high level of survivability, and really many more nice and unique features. And I think at that stage, it's probably time, Brett, if we should start our first poll. So we would like to know from you, from the audience, about the usage and knowledge you have about Trinity. So Brett, if you want to go ahead and start the first poll we have there. So we will be glad to receive your input there. So that will certainly help us to improve whatever is required to be improved, products, services. So are we getting some answers, Brett, from that poll?
Yep, the answers are coming in right now.
Okay.
65% have voted.
Okay, let's give another second. Very good. So we have the majority voted, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we can close it then.
All right, closing the poll.
Very good. Thanks for your feedback. Thanks for your answers. So let's move ahead here. So with the key features displayed here, I would like to move from that into the hardware. So giving a closer look to how that new product looks like. So as you can see, it's coming with a USB port on it. So this port is there as a next thing to be used for an additional WAN uplink. So over there it's 3G or 4G, so it's there to connect the 3G, 4G USB dongle to it. So that's something we'll be releasing in the next month. So stay tuned for that. Then, as you can see, it's coming with 1 or 2 Ethernet ports. So that means the 1 Ethernet port version is the gateway only, and our ESBR model is coming with 2 Ethernet ports, also supporting IP routing, of course. And on the PRI side, the T1 ports, there we have either 2 or 1, supporting a max calls of 30 channels.
Mark, how big is this thing going to be? Is it going to be about the same size as the 5300?
Oh yeah,
SmartNet?
it's exactly the same size. So it's for all of you familiar with the 5300 ESBR, it's exactly the same enclosure this E1 T1 gateway and ESBR is going to be.
Okay, great.
Good. Then I will move on. So time is running. I want to give you an insight about the applications, just to give you an idea in which kind of which kind of applications can be used. So starting simple as a pure E1 T1 ISDN gateway. So whenever the customer is running on a IP-PBX and wants to integrate a PSTN, ISDN PSTN line, the 4170 will be a perfect fit for that, converting the IP-PBX calls, the SIP calls over to ISDN calls, or whether this line integration is used for survivability, the 4170 is the right choice. Just flipping it around, so if the customer is running on a legacy PBX, on an ISDN PBX, however, this customer would like to benefit from lower tariffs from its telco to do phone calls, converting that PBX over to be able to do SIP calls through a SIP trunk. The 4170 will be a perfect fit as well here. So for instance, we see that a lot if the customer has purchased a new ISDN PBX maybe a couple of years ago and is not ready to invest another more money for a new PBX, for an IP PBX, for instance, so they can keep their investments they have done by just buying a 4170 and being able to do voice over IP calls and get cheaper rates from the telecom provider. Now, moving ahead towards the more complex application, which can be built with our new products. So by just exchanging the 4170 with a 5570, which is our ESBR, still the same kind of application can be realized. However, the benefit by having the 5570 at that place here is that it can do the fallback for survivability with the relay, which is in there on the 5570, and this really offers a nice way to do a migration from legacy telephony to an all IP solution. So with having the 5570 at the center, at the customer's network edge, so it can, like the ISDN PBX can coexist with an IP PBX. That means the 5570 will be responsible for all the call routing, for failover, for backup lines. So it's really the device managing all these kind of things, all the different kinds of technologies. And it's also capable to do QoS. It's capable to do the encryption for security reasons whenever a call is going through an unsecured network. And I mean, finally, if everything has been migrated to all IP, still the 5570 will remain at the same location, at the same place, which is then going to be responsible for the QoS, for the security, and it's acting as a SIP demarcation point. Very good. So you have seen now quite a lot about the use cases, about the features we have on that new product. And in order to really realize that in the real world, it all goes down to the installation. So we set ourselves a target here as well to be to make it easier, to make it simpler for you, for your customers doing the install. So that means we wanted to make sure that we actually can help to reduce the installation time, which again helps to save costs. So with helping in terms of config creation automation or with zero-touch provisioning, which actually let us create the web wizard. So I want to just explain in a few words what the web wizard is. So the web wizard is a nice tool to reduce the installation time by creating a web wizard. That means just exposing some fields to the end user doing the install in order to not redo the whole configuration for every install. So basically, what we built for that is an online community. So that means if anyone is creating such a web wizard, which is actually containing a config template in the background, so that this web wizard can be shared among other pattern customers, partners, so that everyone can benefit from just these wizards being shared online. So as said, they're either creators or users. So the users, they can access that platform, download or execute such wizard on our web page in order to be faster for a configuration, or where the creators there will be uploading such web wizards. They will be creating such web wizards. So it's pretty simple, let's say, for any smart node certified engineer, where we have more than 1,000 around the world. So all these people, we see them as potential creators, helping their customers and all the others by creating web wizards. Now, how that platform looks like. So this is a snapshot of the online web wizard running on our web page. So just to give you an example, there are two options. So you can either run that web wizard online, and as you can see, it's for this application using the 5300 for an install. It's just displaying the mandatory fields, the fields which are changing from one customer to the other. So let's say the customer specific credentials will have to be entered here, and all the rest of the configuration is happening in the background. Once running that wizard online, once this is complete, there will be a file, a config file generated, and this file can be uploaded to a smart node. The other option you have is to download that web wizard, which means that that file, which is based on XML, can be imported to any Trinity device. And on the Trinity device, by accessing the web interface, that wizard can be run the same way as it would run on our web page, and this way the configuration can be created in the same way, which is fast and easy and helps to save time.
Mark, the web wizard, is it for Trinity and smartware, or what?
It's for both. So the web wizard gives you the possibility to actually write config templates to be run on Trinity devices or to be run on smartware devices. For smartware devices, it's just like that the wizard can be run online only. So on our platform on patent.com, where on the other hand side, the Trinity devices, they're capable to run that wizard on the device itself, which is not possible on smartware. So depending on how that wizard is written, it can be used for smartware or Trinity. So that's really a nice thing. Okay, good. So moving on here, I want to give you a quick overview about the different models we have with that new product, and also comparing it with the existing models you're familiar with, I hope. So the 5570, the ESBR model with 2 Ethernet ports, supporting HD voice, which is a new function, which is a new feature we didn't used to have on the others. Then it's supporting a higher performance in terms of SIP-to-SIP calls, as you can see. And comparing the 5570 with the 4980, it saves you up to a 30% on the list price at that stage. So that's a really significant price drop there. So it's quite nice, I would say. And also similar on the 4170, the gateway model with just 1 Ethernet port. So that one also quite significant lower compared to the 4970. Good. Okay, then.
Let's do another poll real quick.
Very good. Okay. So we would like to know which one of the new features which are related to Trinity, and of course the new products, are important to you. So we have almost everyone with an answer. So let's wait for a couple of more seconds. So I see the web wizard seems to be a quite important feature. So web wizard and stateful firewall.
Mm-hmm.
There are some more answers coming in still, so let's give it another couple of seconds. Okay, so I think we can close that. So we have stateful firewall and web wizard support with both at 50% rated. So these two features seem to be the most requested ones, and of course that's all available on the new device 4170 and 5570. Okay, let's move on here. So just to give you again an overview about the product. So actually this view is the one as you're getting it when accessing our website. You'll find the link on that slide as well. The same thing for our ESBRs, the 5570 with the 1 or 2 PRI ports. Also, you'll find that comparison sheet on our web page. Good. Then target customers, so where this unit can be used. So we're targeting the medium enterprise size, requiring up to a 30 or up to a 24 PSTN calls. So that means ISDN to SIP. However, if it's an all IP scenario, so this device can support even more calls, so up to 512 SIP to SIP calls, so which will be a perfect fit for whatever logistics company or any kinds of schools or campus. So that's where we see this up to 30 channels device will fit into the best. So just to give you some examples, I know there will be many other or many more use cases or target customers for this device, but again, just to give you an idea on where we think this will fit into. Then finally, towards the end of this presentation, the launch promotion, as I mentioned it before. So from now on, you're able to order the new devices and we'll give you a 10% off. So that's our launch promotion we want to do till the end of August. So just make sure you keep the promotion code when ordering. So we're taking orders now for that new devices and we'll be ready to ship them by the end of June, beginning of July. So we're quite close to general availability for this new and exciting device. Good, then I would say we will start with a Q&A. If there are any questions we've collected so far, how it looks like on that side, Brett, have we gotten any questions?
We got 2 questions here. The first one is from Lorenzo, and he's asking 30 calls for 2 ISDN ports or 30 each.
It's 30 in total. So the 2 ISDN ports are there for inline applications. So one of the applications I've shown before, so where the ISDN PBX is connected to one port and on the other port the PSDN is connected. So in that way it's supporting in total a 30 ISDN to SIP calls, where the calls are coming from the ISDN PBX or from the PSTN line.
And Jose is just wondering if we can have a copy of this slideshow.
Okay, I think that's a simple question, of course. So you'll receive an email after the webinar with all the important links to the new products, including a link to download the presentation. So you'll get all that information we've presented today. Do we have any more questions, Brett?
Nope, that seems to be it.
Very good. Excellent. And I mean, if there will be any questions coming up later, so feel free to contact us. So you'll find the contact information on that slide here, or if you visit patent.com, just send us an email, give us a call. We'll be glad to help you with any request. Good. Then do we want to launch another poll, Brett, how it looks like? I think we still have some minutes left. So this is in order for us to know how to plan the capacity in our factory so that we will be ready for any big orders coming in.
While we're doing this poll, we have a few more questions coming in, Mark. Lorenzo wants to know, is it going to be Trinity only, or are we going to be able to upload the .txt files?
So it's Trinity only, that's correct, and it's still possible to upload the text file-based configurations. So for anyone knowing how that was done or is done on smartware, so it's the same thing. And actually, there's another quite nice function we have on the Trinity devices. You can actually import a smartware config, and there is a conversion script converting it over into a Trinity config for up to almost 80 to 90%. It's able to convert all the commands, but as we have some new features on the context IP part, it's not able to convert everything.
Another question from Joseph. It says, are there any license upgrades for the 4170 to go from 15 channels to 30?
Yes, of course. So for the 15 channel versions, there is a software license available where you can upgrade it to any number up to a 30. So it's possible to upgrade it in a one license or one channel increment, and that way you can also build a 24 channel version. So especially for the North American market, right, Brett, for where you're using 24 channels.
That's correct.
Okay, so how it looks like with the poll?
30%, 37% have voted, but I think we can close this one and
okay.
Do some final.
Yeah, let's do the final one. So we just want to know, how did you like the webinar? So if you can just give us a quick feedback, so that will also help us to improve the way how we're doing this. Very good. So the answers are coming in quite fast. Excellent. Okay, good. I think that's it for the last poll. So thank you very much for giving us those answers and that feedback. And with that said, I think we are almost done with it, right? And there doesn't seem to be any more questions. Right. Okay. So then I would like to thank all of you for your time attending today's webinar. So again, if you have any questions, just let us know, send us an email, give us a call, and please stay tuned for any upcoming webinar. So there is more from our side we wanna show. So there will be a webinar for the Web Wizard. We want to give you some more details there. So stay tuned for the invitation for that. So with that said, I think we can close this webinar. Again, thanks a lot for your time, and I'm looking forward to see you again soon. Thanks a lot.